let's take 10 minutes for news, and we're switching things up. Shout out, I know you're busy. I'm busy too. And Kevin Parada, I know you're busy too. So if you've got news to share, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Put it in the live chat. Catch me on LinkedIn. Let's dive right in. So biggest news probably is the GM workaround for shipping snags, dealer pickup from the factory. GM is paying the dealers, compensating dealers to pick up their own cars at the OEM. I'm going to say that again. OEMs, and you got GM. GM is compensating dealers to come to the plant and pick up their own cars. You don't need a car hauler when you're a dealer working with GM. You can just go pick up your own cars. GM increased compensation for dealerships. I'm going to put the links to all these news stories below in the description. GM increased compensation for dealerships that send their own staffers to pick up vehicles from certain factories for more than $1,000. Carlos, let me say that again. Check, check. You can hear me? GM increased compensation for dealerships that send their own staff to pick up vehicles from certain factories up to $1,000 per vehicle. I guess they got a price list now. Thousands of stores have made the effort to increase inventory and keep customers from waiting. GM is now paying up to $1,000 per vehicle, depending on what the vehicle is, how far they got to travel. More than 3,000 dealerships have taken GM up on this offer to collect 25,000 cars and trucks already. Yeah, dealers are hauling their own cars. Why do you need a transporter when the dealer you can have the dealer do it? Yeah, let me know how that goes. Keep me posted. So I contacted several people over the past few days about this story. And okay, question. So is there a problem for the OEM car haulers to haul for OEMs and take the cars to dealerships? What's the problem? Is it too expensive? Are their contract negotiations not going well? Is there too much damage? Are they making it look too easy? What is the problem? Why is GM paying dealers to haul their own cars to their dealerships and not hire a car hauler, which then requires the dealership to get into the auto transport business and get trucks and drivers? Or you could just hire a car hauling business, or you can get into trucking. Sure, why not? Not sure why, but that's happening. We're going to keep talking about that. I think that's the biggest story of the week that I've heard. And in fact, this brings me to an article. OEIDA, Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, OEIDA, has a hearing on automation this week during Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Nothing says Truck Driver Appreciation Week than a hearing on automating trucking. Meaning, it's perfect time to call this out. I mean, here we go. OEIDA President Todd Spencer says mega carriers can hardly wait to replace millions of American truck driving jobs with autonomous trucks. Isn't that great? That is just great. Also, I found this ATRI. I should have the ATRI, American Transportation Research Institute. Thanks for sending this in. June 2023, an analysis of operational costs of trucking. Now, who needs an analysis of operational costs of trucking? Probably not the trucking companies. But I'll tell you what, this would be great in the hands of consumers. The problem is this thing is 49 pages, and that's, well, once you get to the appendix and the tables, 49 pages. I'm not sure how to get a consumer on the phone. Listen, let me take it to page 27, chart 3, the cost of the truck. Now, before you re-Google cheap car shipping, I just want to point out the actual cost of the truck, the gas, the maintenance. We lost that lead already. Well, that's too bad. UAW, you've seen this. Stellantis has offered a raise to the UAW. Now, the article I'm reading is September 8th, and I'm sure by now there's already been, well, in the past 4 days, all kinds of changes and renegotiations, or not. But this gets into, right, what is the cost that the trucking company is bringing to the OEM that makes the OEM say you get a double-double? From In-N-Out, good one. Ding! No, I didn't get a double yet because I'm downtown LA and the food's totally different down here than, whether you go to the West Side or Hollywood or, yeah, I don't know where the closest In-N-Out burger is. Nothing's In-N-Out downtown. But so you got the United Auto Workers Union, you've got the cost of trucking, you've got autonomous trucking. This gets back into why is GM paying dealers to come and pick up their own cars? Now, one person told me they think it is. They were on the road to automation and or digitization or maybe they are being priced out of the market. Here's a question. Here's a different question I had in a conversation is that are asset-heavy companies, the ones with the trucks and the drivers, more likely to price themselves out of jobs because they know the actual cost and then the actual overhead and then the actual net that they need to make this business run smoothly and grow and replace the equipment and keep up with the maintenance and the shortage of parts and the drivers, etc. Are the asset light, read broker, companies more likely to give a favorable price to an OEM or a fleet that they think that's the price we want to hear, but then later to find out, shoot, we didn't charge enough. We priced it wrong. This sounds like this will be an ongoing battle. We'll keep moving. We're halfway through. Good job, everybody. Ding. AutoSled has announced product upgrades, including quick pay for increased vehicle transport efficiency. This is a press release that came out. What caught my attention is that more and more auto transport technologies are trying to focus on getting carriers paid faster, which is interesting because we know we need to pay carriers faster. We know they're dealing with a lot of costs, and yet GM is going to pay the dealer to pick up the cars. It's really interesting stuff. Cario, C-A-R-I-O, is a startup. Read startup Cario, hopes to revolutionize title transfers and blockchain-based platform. So in this article, Cario CEO states that, I know, stick with me, we're talking about titles, but we'll get there. 276 million vehicles on the road today in the U.S., and not a single one can exchange ownership without transfer of title. And these transactions are based on technology from the 50s. So as we see in automotive, we see these changes, technology, adaptations, renegotiations in all aspects. It will continue to connect. Just as the other day I posted, it was Doug Haddon from ACV that was talking about AI vehicle inspection technology inside the app. Whoops, I hit the chair. That if a driver walk around the car with your phone, record the video, and then the app will measure the damages, the depth, all that stuff, and come up with a repair price on the spot. Do you know, as soon as I published that video, I got more thumbs down than likes right off the bat. It means that in transportation, we don't want to hear this stuff. But it doesn't matter whether we want to, we're going to continue to. And that's why I read this titling thing at some point. By the way, when's the last time you picked up a vehicle at a salvage location and you were told either don't pick up the title or do pick up the title, right? You'll see this. So we know the title's important. Hey, Jeff says, we see cars sit because the price isn't right, Jay. Let them make promises they can't keep. Let it rot. You will get your rate if that's what you want to haul. And thank you, Jeff. This is why I talk about I'm not in favor of any aspect of the business that undercuts the cost the carrier incurs to stay in business. You're right, Jeff. Let it sit. Let it rot. And in some cases, it kind of does. And that's when we find out, man, there's a disconnect between sales and operations. Speaking of, Black Book and Manheim. Yeah, I'm looking at my laptop here. What do you think of these shiny buildings? I love them. Black Book and Manheim differ on how wholesale values moved in August. Wait a minute. Black Book and Manheim differ on how wholesale values moved in August. Again, stick with me. I know that here it says Black Book used vehicle retention index decreased 5 to 8 percentage points in July. Meanwhile, Cox Automotive, ding, reported wholesale used vehicle prices increased in August from July. Now, one could say, Jay, you just got apples and oranges. Well, the title of the article is Black Book and Manheim Differ on How Wholesale Values Moved in August. And my question is this. At what point is the data that we're getting as a viewer, observer, and reader differ because of a narrative, right? At what point now it's marketing material instead of information? And I point this out because we know this. We know in auto transport, the reason why, there's a lot of grumbling is because, at what point are we not getting the actual information? And that's the thing. What I like about this article is this proves on ATI, I'm looking for this stuff. I'm looking for the inconsistencies that can be pointed out because it's news. I'm not on a vendetta. This is news and it's important, and it's the only way we're going to get to the real solutions is by pointing out inconsistencies and then working through them, right? We're also solution based. All right, cool. Final article here. It's a press release. Insured car shipping services announced by Mr. Car Shipper. Insured car shipping services announced by Mr. Car Shipper. Now, well, what do you mean? Well, how's this news? What do you mean? Isn't there always insurance in car shipping? Well, I went to MrCarShipper.com, and I tell you what, thanks for leaving a like, by the way. What I saw at MrCarShipper.com, visit MrCarShipper.com, some videos for consumers to watch to identify potential pitfalls when signing up for car shipping. Because what's interesting in these videos, and you can really get a sense if you know the industry, is that there are now so many brokers that they have to point out why other brokers aren't doing it better. And at this website, at MrCarShipper.com, I watched a couple videos that talked about what you need to look for, Mr. PotentialCarShipper.com, in your future. And that is one of the things we are trying to do, is we're trying to help people look for, whether you're a carrier, broker, a new car shipper, a dealer, a fleet, an OEM, or at an auction. We are trying to help. Uh-oh, something went wrong. Are we still live? I'm just going to keep going. So, that could be the live chat. Anyways, I'm actually done with the news. Look, we did it. I do want to say that cool. Thank you, live chat. Ding. We're going to be back on Dispatching Live on Thursday. I thought I would be traveling, but I'm going to make it. So me and Sue will be live on Thursday. We have special guest Renee Lowe. She's going to be talking about fake certificates of insurance and what a big deal that is. It's a big problem. So look for fake certificates of insurance on Thursday on Dispatching Live this week. And just want to mention again, you're going to see a lot of changes to the channel. So stay with me. It's a good thing. Growth and change are necessary in business and life. You know that. My gosh, the stories you could tell from the live chat. And if you got something you want to tell me or share, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Remember, this is still the neutral zone. It will always be that way. We can't please all the people all the time. And we might sometimes only please a few people, but that's okay. We're ATI Auto Business. We're going to be live. We're going to be okay. We're going to keep on growing and changing. Stay with us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on Thursday. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Live from Los Angeles, and thanks for the likes. See ya.